Hello there, I'm Lou Wieland, and I publish the official relocation magazines about Atlanta that are distributed by the First Multiple Listing Service of Atlanta. And every week we interview community leaders, and as often as possible we try to present the leader of FMLS to you so he could give you words of wisdom directly from the great database that he has and his great knowledge. And our guest today, who has a new product that is sure to surprise you and amaze you. So, Jeremy, would you mind just going and taking the floor and telling us about that?
Absolutely, Lou. As always, it's a pleasure to be with you today and all of our great audience listeners and watchers out there. It's an honor to be here to kick off 2023. We have a lot for 2023 in store here at FMLS for our brokers, our agents, help them interact with the consumers. And I'm very excited that we're starting this year off in the right direction with some new technology that we have just announced this past week in press release that we're going to be providing to our brokers, our agents, and out to consumers to increase the manner in which you can access listing content and look for homes, search for homes, find those homes, and be able to support more people out there that needs alternative means of access to homes. And we're very excited that this is going to be available not only to just FMLS and our FMLS brokers and agents, but to all of our partner MLSs that are out there, like Macon, Georgia, and Mobile. And so we're happy to help power this platform with our MLS database. And we have with us today, Lou, Justin Lundy. Justin Lundy, a real estate agent turned technology entrepreneur, is the founder of this platform called Finding Homes by Lundy. And this is a means on how we deliver and provide accessibility to home buyers as well as brokers and agents. And Justin Lundy is the CEO for Lundy for the platform Finding Homes. We'll be launching this pretty soon here at FMLS. But I'm going to let Justin give us a brief overview of what's different about Finding Homes and how that changes the way brokers and agents and consumers can access listing information and find the home that we're wanting them to find in their search process. So, Justin, tell us a little bit about Finding Homes and how that helps the brokerage community, agent community, and provides additional accessibility that we don't have here today at FMLS that we're about to have.
Yeah, sure. Good morning or afternoon there. And thanks for having me. So Finding Homes is actually an Alexa skill. So the voice platform built by Amazon, and it works on any of the Alexa devices like the, Echo Dot. This is an Echo Show 15. Nobody needs that, but it works on there too. And any mobile device, because you can download the free Alexa app. And as long as it's open and you can just say, hey, Alexa, and it starts to work, it turns your mobile device into an Alexa device. And so what it is property search through voice. So I initially started building this. As you said, I'm a realtor here in San Diego, and my mother-in-law is legally blind. And so I had a really kind of firsthand look at the difficulties that exist. Not just with property search, but internet search, right? But then you add on the layer of property search and these portals that exist, and it becomes really, really difficult to consume that data. So I started to look for a solution, and when I couldn't find one, we decided to take a crack at it, and this is what we ended up building. So Finding Homes allows anybody, but it allows visually impaired or blind consumers to search as if you were searching a website, but it's all voice controlled, and all of the information is delivered audibly as well. So you can say, find me a home in San Diego for $1 million, and Alexa will pick up and start delivering all of the homes available that match your search criteria. And then when you want to find more information on each home, any of the public facing MLS fields that have been filled in, you can just ask for that information, right? You can ask, what kind of flooring's in this house, or what appliances come with it, and Alexa will just tell you out loud. So it becomes this really intuitive search option for consumers. Again, whether you're blind or not. But our core of this is in accessibility. Not many products are built with accessibility in mind. It's kind of an afterthought. So I do think that's what makes this a little different. But, having said that, I was an agent for a number of years and I spent my life in the car. And I would write offers in the car. I ate most of my meals in the car. And in between showings, right, you've got a buyer that wants to go see 10 properties over a day. I'm going showing to showing to showing, flipping through my printouts, looking at HomeSnap, trying to figure out what property I'm going to and what details I need to know. And with this technology, again, if you have the Alexa app open on your phone, you can just say, hey, I'm heading to this property. Give me an overview, or ask, detailed questions about what you want to know about that property so that you can show up to your next showing alive, right? Because you kept your eyes on the road, but also very well informed and ready to go. If that makes sense. So, that's kind of go ahead.
Yeah, and we're super excited about this because it gives a whole new way to access your listing content. It's intelligent to be able to identify things in the media of the listing, which Justin and his team are constantly refining using artificial intelligence. So it has the ability not only to tell you what is in the listing detail from a textual perspective, it can also help and identify what's in the photos that you, being potentially visually impaired, cannot see, such as it's a Sub-Zero fridge in the kitchen, or it's a Viking stove, or it's granite countertops. And so it can help aid you not only in your search process for the characteristics of beds and baths, but actually what you see, if you could actually visualize that from a media perspective. As we know, in the traditional home shopping world we live in today, media is a big piece of how the consumer and the brokers and the agents search. And this expands the opportunity to literally tell you what is in the media attached to that listing so that you can better search and narrow down your search. And it also helps, as Justin has said, the voice capabilities. And I know if you're here in Georgia, you're going to get a ticket really quickly if you've got your phone in your hand, but being able to use the Amazon Alexa app in your car while you're driving can tell you about open houses nearby, can tell you about properties that just listed for sale while you were in your car and you missed it before you left your house with your old printout sheets as you're driving around trying to pre-tour these. And so we're very excited to have this, and this is going to be capable for all of FMLS as well as our partner MLSs and all of their MLS databases as well. So we're very excited about this, and it is going to be also, I believe, Justin, in the Stellar MLS, who is one of our data sharing partners as well, that will be providing this out to their brokers and agents, and consumers will have access to that as well. And as you know, Lou, in November of last year, we launched our data share with Stellar, providing a network of over 135,000 brokers and agents sharing listing content. This actually is going to help combine more accessibility to that listing content in all marketplaces in both Georgia and parts of Alabama and parts of Tennessee and in a lot of areas in Central Florida and even Puerto Rico. So, Lou, we're very excited about this. I won't question Justin as to when the go live date is just yet, but I know his data team is actively working on it, Lou, to get this up and running as quickly as we can for our marketplace, and other MLSs in the nation would love to have the opportunity nationwide at some point, Justin, to have voice capability to listing content, just as we do with the website or email, as we know today, Lou. Lou, any questions do you have out there for Justin while he's with us for a short time here?
Well, I would just like to congratulate you on a brilliant new idea. What a great concept, not just for people with vision impairments, but old people like me can really take advantage of that, because it's can be very handy in the typing, and I mean, I think Alexis has taken over the world, and now that we can apply that with listings, that is an amazing, what a great achievement. Congratulations on that. Well, are you what's your background to enable you to come up with such a brilliant program? How did you do that?
I was an agent in San Diego here, but I just, I was when I had my son. There's a lot of downtime with babies, and I couldn't leave my house. But so I kind of was dabbling in coding and learning how, and that's when I came across kind of building your own voice apps. And the light bulb just kind of went off one day. I'm like, there's no way to access real estate data, and it would make it a lot more accessible. And so that's kind of where the journey started. And then it's just, making it up as I go.
You just have a great talent for technology, I guess. Where'd you go to school?
I grew up in Oregon, actually. So I grew up there, and then never attended university.
Wow. Pretty smart. You and Steve Gates.
He started selling properties, Lou. And once you start.
Well, Steve Gates, I guess, he went to Harvard and then dropped out, right? Said he could do technology, and he hasn't done too bad either. But
exactly. Well, Lou, I think if you like, I know our listeners would love to hear some more of the FMLS updates and the statistics we have as we closed out 2022. If you want, we can allow Justin to go back to his busy schedule and jump into some of our other great topics for today.
Thank you, Justin. Appreciate it. Nice to meet you.
Thank you, guys. Yeah,
thank you, Justin. Looking forward to launching, Justin.
All right. Nice to meet you. Bye.
All right, so Jeremy, a lot has happened since you were on the show, and you have a lot of interesting new developments with all these new market areas and coverage. Do you want to just quickly give a couple, maybe, of sentences just to summarize that again? I know you mentioned it earlier for a minute, but just it's so amazing how to keep track.
Absolutely. We're excited for 2023. We're trying to continue our quest to provide our brokers and agents that are members access to the largest listing database as possible and the native FMLS tools they like to use. And at the same time, Lou, exposure is key for those listings. And we're looking to provide maximum exposure for all our brokers and agents. And I mentioned earlier in the show, we've launched the data share with Stellar in November of last year, combining their over 80,000 brokers and agent subscribers with the listing content that FMLS has, as well as providing FMLS brokers and agents their listing content right there within FMLS. And this year, we're going to continue the data train, if you will. In March, we're going to be launching our data share with Greater Chattanooga MLS. So that's going to be live. So all of our great Atlanta agents that go all the way up to the border in Tennessee are going to have access right there within FMLS to Chattanooga's listings. And then all of the FMLS listings are going to be exposed in the Chattanooga area. We even expanded our CE Institute, Lou, that our CE Institute is now accredited in the state of Tennessee. So we're working through having all of our classes approved so that all of the brokers and agents in the northern Georgia area that cross over into Tennessee can get CE accreditation for FMLS classes in Georgia, Alabama, and Tennessee this year. So we want to expand the training, expand the support, and expand the listing database. And as soon as that's live, Lou, we're not going to quit. We've got Denver and the greater Denver metro area in Colorado coming next. That is the RE Colorado MLS, and they have over 26,000 broker and agent subscribers. We have seen a lot of relocation into Atlanta from the western markets. We watch things such as U-Haul one-way rentals. Georgia's number 2, I believe, for U-Haul one-way destinations, with Tennessee being number 1. And we're seeing a lot of migration from the West Coast, and being able to give the expertise of Denver brokers and agents direct access to the Atlanta listing database is helping create a referral network. And as we heard a lot of praise from our brokers and agents regarding the Mid-Florida data share, we're going to be launching Miami shortly thereafter, RE Colorado. So later this year, after Chattanooga, we'll have RE Colorado data share and a great referral network built up. And then we'll be adding in Miami with Miami's over 50,000 brokers and agents in their marketplace, trying to really give our brokers and agents comprehensive data over into the state of Florida and vice versa. So we're very excited about that. And access to property. We talked about access to listing information earlier and being able to do that. We now have nearly 8 MLSs that our FMLS lockbox key works with. So our brokers and agents who have seen inventory challenges all through since the pandemic can use their FMLS lockbox key to access Middle Georgia MLS, which is Macon, Georgia, Central Georgia, which is Warner Robins, the Dalton MLS, which is up in Carpet Capital, Dublinville MLS, Milledgeville MLS. You can use it with Georgia MLS, West Metro MLS, and now exclusively through FMLS, your FMLS lockbox key will open Chattanooga properties. So all of those FMLS members up in Northern Georgia area that are licensed in the state of Tennessee can open up and show the properties in Chattanooga as well. And we're very excited about that because we want our brokers and agents to be able to not only find the homes in FMLS and the platforms they're used to, Lou, but then actually go and show those homes if they're drivable in the local market area. And we're going to continue expanding MLS data access this year and expanding lockbox reciprocity to make the brokers and agents' lives a little easier when we're in such an inventory challenge, because we know, Lou, inventory for the residential market was extremely tight last year, and we don't see that letting up very much as we head into 2023.
Well, that's a good segue to the next topic of conversation, Jeremy, which would be how does it look for going forward, and where have we been and where are we headed? And everybody is concerned, I know, because we are going through a period of change. And so bring us up to date and give us some really good news, Jeremy, if you have it there in your pocket.
Yeah, absolutely. I also like to share a few times some charts and graphs, Lou, but we get asked, what's the market doing? How's it trending? I always say I'm not an economist, so don't look at me as a fortune teller. Otherwise, if you did and I was good at it, I would probably be retired, Lou. But I'm still working hard today for our brokers and agents. So as we saw December 2022, we see what we think is seasonality. We used to have an industry, Lou, pre-pandemic that October, November, December, and January were slower residential months, and then February in the Atlanta market would start to pick up. And we actually saw the number of units sold in December was down 43% compared to December 2021. The number of dollar volume, because of the increase in home prices, was down less at 33%. So we saw nearly $2.5 billion in residential sales transacted in December. But again, that's down 33% compared to December 2021. We get a lot of questions, Lou, about what does it look like in December for home prices? Interestingly, the agents are still listing home prices far above value than what you see out there on the market. And so we saw in December list prices be 21% higher for residential detached listings than they were December 2021, and 11% higher for attached listings, such as your townhomes and your condo ownership style. And what's interesting about that, Lou, is in 2020 and 2021, we saw a lot of overbidding and we saw a lot of multiple offers. And what we're now seeing is, while those list prices are higher, the sales prices are now dropping down. So your list to sell ratio has actually gone below 100 for the first time since essentially pre-pandemic timeframes. So we're seeing those list prices drop a little bit from the time to list to the time they're actually accepting an offer. And then we're seeing a lot of rental activity, Lou. As you know, the rental market had inventory challenges as well. And when we're looking at the rental market out there, the number of new rentals in the inventory on the market was up 45% December 2022 over December 2021. And the number of commercial rentals were up 47% between December 2022 and December 2021. And so it's very interesting to see a lot more rental inventory coming on the market as we've seen the home prices increase. We've seen interest prices increase. Home price increase and interest price increase results in a decrease in home buyer affordability, as we all know. And we've seen some more traction in the rental market as many look at the rent versus buy calculation percentages that are out there. And when you combine those factors, we're seeing some more momentum in the inventory for the rentals. How are we looking at 2022 overall? We had over 86,000 units sold last year. That was down 16.5% compared to 2021. A lot of that was related to a lack of inventory, Lou, and the increase in interest prices and home affordability indexes out there. So we had nearly $42 billion sold on the residential market. That's down just slightly at 4% compared to 2021. So the dollar volume in 2022, Lou, was near what the dollar volume was for 2021 from that perspective. And then we saw the average sales price up 14% at the end of 2022 compared to 2021 for detached. And for our attached listings, those were also up 14%. So we ended with $474,000 average sold price in detached and $371,000 in attached. And rentals for the year, again, while we had 42% more rentals in residential, we only saw about 26% of those rented, and then 28% in the commercial market saw only about 6% of those rented. So we're seeing a lot of inventory come in on the market on the rental side, but we don't see as much movement of that inventory as we're heading into 2022. And finally, again, Lou, I think the magic theme is agents need to find the inventory out there. Sellers are a little reluctant to sell because they've got this 3% interest rate they don't want to let go of. They know that the home prices are elevated, so they don't necessarily want to sell. The buyers are sitting out there without inventory, and month supply of inventory has started dropping again. So as we entered into December of 2021 and 2022, you can see December 2022 inventory went back down to only 2.1 months supply. Most economists, and again, I'm not one of those, but most economists see 4 to 6 month inventory being the balance between buyers and sellers out there. And we're looking at only a 2.1 month supply as we exited December. We are seeing some more inventory come into FMLS as of January, as we're watching those specifically. And then as we take a look at our days on market, Lou, the days on market, as you would think, would be increasing slightly with the home affordability indexes that are up there, but they're still healthy compared to 2019 and before timeframes, Lou. So days on market for both the median and the average were ending, and in those days on market at 39 for the average, that's matching the height of August 2020, and the median is actually March, right at the pre-pandemic level before we headed into March of 2020 for the days on market with the median. So seeing those days on market go up, we're really looking forward to a spring selling season here in Atlanta. We see that the interest rates have gone down a little bit. I know the economists are predicting a little bit more drop in the 30-year fixed interest rates throughout 2023. And some of the economists have started to report that the pending sales have started to creep back up for January. We don't have those numbers yet since we haven't closed out the month. And that showings are starting to increase again, Lou. So a lot of great statistics. I know that was a lot of numbers to throw at our audience today. For those that are FMLS members, you can log right into FMLS and get access to these same charts and stats that I have available right here for the screen for everyone. And you can go in and slice up your market areas, your price ranges, your property types, counties, zip codes, etc. So you can look at the specifics in the local market areas as a broker or agent that you might specialize in, Lou. But otherwise, I think that we've exited 2022 with a seasonality in Q4, and we're looking for a seasonality to come back in February and March and hopefully see some gains in inventory into the marketplace as we go to what we hope will be another spring selling season that we would normally see, Lou.